Coming up on today's show, my final record prediction for the 2025 New York Football Giants. Before we dive into that, though, if you want to see Big Blue back in the playoffs, if you want this to be the season where they win some football games, hit that thumbs up icon right now. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. One of my favorite videos to do every year, my final record prediction. We're done with the preseason. We've cut our roster to 53 players. All eyes are set on week one, and I'm going to tell you which games the Giants are going to win, which ones they're going to lose, and what their record is going to be at the end of the year. It is noteworthy. Despite the Giants finishing last in the NFC East last year, they have the hardest strength of schedule. I'm not sure how that happens. I know it does because you play the other toughest division. Your fourth place game is the San Francisco 49ers, and you don't really have any easy games. It is what it is. I don't really feel like that should impact anyone because the data says there are teams in the past, recently, that have had the hardest strength of schedule going into the year, and they've had success. 2 of the past 4 teams with the hardest strength of schedule ended up making the postseason. The 2023 Eagles and the 2021 Steelers. And I want to steal a line from my guy, Carl Banks. What's up, Carl? He says, strength of schedule is cool, but it matters the strength of the team when you play that team on the schedule. For instance, Rashee Rice is not playing in week 3. That's not the best version of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I don't want people to think, oh, hardest strength of schedule, Giants aren't winning any games. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. So I'll just ask you, 5.5 wins for the Giants this year. Type O for over. Type U for over. O for over, U for under. Sound off for me. 1-0. 1-0. The Giants are going to win week 1 at the Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders are a good football team. I think Jaden Daniels is one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. He will be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for the next 15 years. But it is the ultimate trap game for them, and they are a team that is due for regression. The amount of one-score ball games they won last year, not repeatable. 20 of 23 on fourth down conversions, not repeatable. And the New York Giants, they should have beat the Commanders 2 times last year. They owe them one. And I got the Giants starting 1-0 against the Washington Commanders. Malik Neighbors is getting his lick back against his college buddy, Jaden Daniels. And then I have the Giants start 2-0. They're beating the Dallas Cowboys. The biggest frauds in the NFL right now are the Dallas Cowboys. And if Micah Parsons is serious about holding out and missing games or potentially being traded to a team like, I don't know, the Green Bay Packers, that's only going to help the Giants. This defense in Dallas, it is horrible. Go to Google, type in Dallas Cowboys depth chart and remove Micah Parsons. It's the worst defense in the National Football League. The Giants are winning these first 2 games, and they're going to set the tone for the year. Unfortunately, I do have them losing on Sunday Night Football to the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they're without Rashee Rice. It's still Mahomes. It's still the Chiefs, and that's a big stage. You do have the Mahomes Slayer and Russell Wilson. It'll be a close game, but 2-1 to start the year. And then I have them falling to the Los Angeles Chargers in week 4. So 2-2 after the first 4 weeks. The Chargers are a team, they're going to play physical football. They're going to run the ball in between the tackles. I'm a little bit worried about the Giants' run defense, and I could see Harbaugh just ground and pounding the Giants with Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. I will say this. Both these games are winnable. Whether they win these 2 games, lose these 2 games, win this one, lose this one, lose this one, or win this one, the Giants will be 2-2 after week 4. And then they will be 3-2 after week 5. Because you get a gift by playing the worst team in the NFL and the New Orleans Saints in week 5. Tyler Shuck, Rattler, I don't care. A W for the New York Giants. Short week against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. And the Giants losing that ball game. That one's going to be tough. You're playing the world champs. You're coming off a short week, an emotional high. I think they'll keep it closer than they have in the past against the Eagles, but I had them losing that ball game. I really wanted to have them beating the Denver Broncos. I have heard enough of the Bo Nix hype train. I am sick of it. but they got a damn good defense. Maybe the best defense in the NFL. They're loaded, and you got to go to Denver. It'll be tough. I'm losing that one. And then, unfortunately, I have them having a 3-game skid to fall to 3-5. There's a lot of talk about how tough this schedule is. This 3 games stretch, it's going to be tough. It is. You're 3-5 at that point. And I think the question becomes after you're 3-5 after week 8 is, what do we do at quarterback? And I think the Giants are going to bench Russell Wilson at week 8 and put in Jackson Dart in week 9 to play the San Francisco 49ers. And Jackson Dart starts his NFL career 1-0, beating the 49ers. Cross-country flight for the Niners. They got to come to MetLife this year. McCaffrey will probably be hurt at this point. Is Brandon Ayuk playing football this year? Kittle will probably be hurt. Bosa's not worried about football anymore. The 49ers cross-country flight, it's going to result in a win for the New York Giants. And then Jackson Dart, he's going to do it again. Starting 2-0 in his NFL career, beating the fraud Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, too worried about his aesthetic, too worried about wearing his socks like this, his nails like this. Not going to be a good quarterback this year. Maybe down the line, Bears are overrated. I got him winning that one. I wish I could just say Jackson Dart's going to win every game this year, but I do have him losing to the Green Bay Packers. Is this first during Toyotathon, Smitty? Right around Toyotathon. We know how Jordan Love plays then. A loss. I think the Green Bay Packers are a team that's due for regression, but they still have a good roster. Defense a little bit questionable. Going to be a close game, but I do have the Giants on the wrong side of that one. I don't have them beating the Lions. I still think the Lions are really good. I know they lost their offensive and defensive coordinator, and that's going to be a struggle for them. But in the NFL, talent 9 times out of 10, it wins. And I have the Giants losing that one. So you're 5-7. Make it 6-7. You are beating the Tommy DeVito New England Patriots. Still sounds weird to say that. The Giants dominated them in the preseason. I get it. Preseason doesn't matter, Marshall. Well, our twos kicked their twos' ass. And I think that does matter. And I got the Giants winning this game. I do. 6-7 after week 13. And I think we would all sign up for that. Jackson Dart in his first 5 games, 3-2. I'll take it. I'll also take a Jackson Dart jersey because I'm going to this link, chatsports.com/dart. Chatsports.com/dart. Order your jersey today. So when week 9 gets here and he's in, you'll have your jersey ready to go. So you come out of the bye, week 14, and I unfortunately have the New York Giants losing to the Washington Commanders. I would love to say the Giants are going to sweep the Commanders. I think this is where the Commanders start to find their groove potentially. They're gearing up for the playoffs. Giants fall to 6-8. I then have them falling to 6-9 against the Minnesota Vikings. Their pass rush is for real. Their offensive line is extremely improved. They'll have Addison back. Jefferson is going to be a tough problem for the Giants. And you're 6-9. And then you get a win against the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas. Not so sure everyone's right about this team. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, it feels like a Band-Aid over a gash. Doesn't fix it. Makes it look a little bit better. Going to help for a little bit. But the Raiders, they are still the Raiders. So Giants, 7-9, going into the last week of the season, and they're sweeping the Dallas Cowboys in Week 18. The Cowboys will be playing for draft position at this point. They're going to finish last in the NFC East. In Jackson Dart, he goes 5-4 in his first 9 games in the NFL. I think my math is right there. 4-5, 2-2 here and 3-2 there. 4-5, 5-4 winning record. Jackson Dart ends the season on a 2-game win streak. Brian Daboll keeps his job. Joe Shane keeps his job. And the 8-9 Giants are considered a success, and we are riding a high going into the offseason. This is kind of my prediction for the Giants. I think 8-9 is what I'm going to stick with right now. I think they have a floor of 6-11. That's, I think, worst case scenario. They go 6-11. Everything goes right. Everything is perfect. They could potentially go 11-6. This is where I see the floor, ceiling, and potential record being. What do you guys think? Give me your record prediction down in the comments section, and make sure you are following me on social media. 8-9 would be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun. It would be. Make sure you're following me on social media. Hit that like button, and let's go Big Blue.